Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 390. Sorry I didn't do 390. Sorry I didn't do 390 and 391 yesterday. So I'm gonna combine both of those two into 390 today. I was planning to shoot two 15-minute videos, so you're going to get them all rolled up into a 20-minute video. So hello everybody, welcome to the Massachusetts Central Radio Show, Kamo's Vlog Corner, and also Kamo's Automotive Radio Show, as is now known today. Hello guys, and I'm sorry my weekend isn't was interesting, to say the least. I told you guys I was doing inventory, so yeah, so I'll start off with Saturday. So Saturday I went from 8 to 6, and then I left, and then I went back. A lot of people did inventory prep and counting, and then Sunday we did the final count and stuff like that. So we finally finished inventory on Sunday, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get to those adventures in a minute. I have to talk about the Rolex 24 first. So for those of you guys who know, I did watch the Rolex 24 this weekend. I didn't get to watch the start, nor did I get to watch the finish. So yeah, I didn't really get to see much. I got home at around 6 o'clock, and around 6:30, when I got in the shower, I went to go switch the TV on. I listened to it on the radio for a little bit, and then I also rated for a little bit. Then I went to go watch it down the TV for about 2 hours. So I listened to the radio for about an hour. So I listened to that till about 8 o'clock. And then I watched it till like 10. So I listened and watched for about maybe combined 3 hours. And then I listened to some of it and watched some of it on the TV when I got up at 7:30 yesterday, before I went to work. So I got to watch about an hour, and then I left about 8:45, got ready, got in the car about 8:50, got to work, and then I just listened to the rest of the race. I'm happy to report that, so I know from GTP, Acura got the first blood in the GTP era. I know Mercedes got the first blood of the year. Aston Martin, Heart of Racing GT car came in front of the Mercedes, and I think LMP3 was won by some car, and then LMP2 was won by some car. Corvette actually came in second, so I'm happy about that. They got second place points after qualifying miserably. So I think it's going to be another tough year for Corvette, but I hope they can bounce back and do well at Sebring, and win at Sebring maybe to kind of even things out. It's going to be tough because 12 hours is kind of tough. Congratulations to Aston Martin for actually winning their class at Daytona, and congratulations to Mercedes to winning their GT Pro Mercedes for winning their class at Daytona. I'm pretty sure an Orica or a Ligier, Orica won an LMP2, and then a Ligier or something won an LMP3. I don't really care about those classes because they're terrible. Going on to Sunday, I got to work at about 9 o'clock. We did a bunch of front facing and a bunch of flattening of the pallets so we could count easier when 2 o'clock came around. So that happened from 9 to 12:30. Then I went on a break. Well, I went on a break at 11, and then I had to eventually go on a break at 2 o'clock. And then me and and then me and my coworker Kobe, who are called Commander Cody, who are called Commander Cody, as a joke. Me and him were counting almost the whole night, and me and him were going the whole night, and we started counting around. We started counting around 12 o'clock, and then we were counting up in the steel in aisle 2 for at least an hour and a half. We took our break, and then we got called over to, and then at 2:30, we ended up getting called to. We actually ate lunch. And that was 1:40, 1:45, and then we ended up getting called over at 2:30 to assign ourselves what we'd be doing. Some of us would be counting up in the steel. Some of us would be counting in the bays. We ended up, Commander Cody, and I ended up counting for the better part of like from like 2 to like 9, and then he let home after 7 hours because he'd been up since like, because then he had to get up at 6 to do the front end and stuff like that, and kind of cover for that. So I let him go. So we let him go, and then I stayed for another hour and a half to count some more, do some recounts, and my night ended. So my first inventory in like 5 years was a success. I haven't done one since Target 2018, when I stayed from like 8 to like when I stayed from like 8 to like 11. You do counts after people leave. You do prep, and then we counted at probably 10 o'clock at night when we started closing, and then we probably went to 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to have somebody drive me back home. Probably guess who, but it was fun. It was fun. It was fun to have. That was one night, and then I didn't go in another night because I had something to do. I think I had a doctor's appointment the Monday after. So yeah, it's my first full inventory that I've done, and I actually feel successful. It means I get to rest today, and I'll be able to rest one more day because I have 2 days I can take off. So yeah, I think it was a success. I think it was a great time in our lives. But it was amazing, and it was great. The week was kind of rocky last week because we lost a teammate that was really decent in pace, but overall had problems. And then we lost a guy at the front end because I guess he was stealing and skimming off the top, I guess, from the business. So he got fired, and so we had 2 people let go. One quit because he couldn't stand working with our boss after he had to fight with him. And the kid would work with me all the time. And to be honest with you, kid wasn't really that. Kid was fast, but he wasn't always with it. He'd be asking me about a million questions after we'd be doing it, and we'd be there he's there 6-7 months. We kind of expected him to kind of change a little bit and get used to it, but he never really did it, and he was always giving people advice about staying cool when he couldn't do it himself. So, and he annoyed the bosses with all of his excuses and stuff like that. He kind of expected them to sympathize with him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, but you guys can't." Some of the guys that really didn't have the same life. "Oh yeah, you guys can't expect to have the same. You guys can't say the same thing because you guys don't have the same life." And to be honest, with the way how he lived and the way how he talked, I wasn't missing much, and I'm pretty sure that my situation, I'm thankful for my situation, but I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't really be talking about how great your situation is when you're telling us it's really not. So he was a great teammate, but I think the anger and the emotion got the best of him. On the other hand, the other guy, he's kind of the run, but we don't, we kind of not going to be talking about him going ahead. It's actually funny because it happened on Friday when we were about to close business, about 2 hours before business closed. He got chased out of the place. We thought we lost our floor manager because of the kerfuffle that happened. Because of the kerfuffle that happened at the beginning of the week with him. I think it was like Wednesday. But yeah, it was sort of it was a great week. It was sort of a bit of a downer for some of us to lose the teammate that we had, because we really thought he was improving. We really thought he was doing okay, but in my eyes, it was he wasn't very. I knew he was doing well, but him lasting would kind of stem on how he'd be able to control himself, and said person can control themselves. I wish that person, if they're out there, the best of luck, and hopefully you can recover your life and you have less problems. But obviously, don't shower them on us, because we're not counselors. So even though I was one, don't push all your problems on me, because I may be able to hear you out. But if you're gonna abuse people's trust and you're gonna abuse other people just to stay in and secretly think, oh yeah. And it was very funny because he kept just like, oh yeah, you're my friend, you're this guy, you're a great guy and everything. I'm like, I don't know who you're kidding, but I didn't say this out loud, but I don't know who you're kidding, but I'm pretty sure you, I don't know who you think you're kidding, but I highly doubt and he kind of faked being concerned for us a little bit, I think, and I think he was. If I put him at best, he kind of reminds me of a little bit of April when she first started out being friends with me, but she improved as she went along. This one, on the other hand, didn't quite improve the way she did. So I kind of always have to give the most improved award to my main three friends. You guys know who they are. I say them at the end of videos when I need to. Pretty sure the Tom, Meg, April are kind of the fine, and then Andrew Russo, who's also another good friend of mine. All fine breeds, different characters, and each one of them interesting than the next. So, Thomas always good with movies and TV references. Meg always good with the humor and kind of giving me advice, and kind of helping me think through my decisions, and giving me some food for thought sometimes. April always always keeping me straight and narrow, and keeping me in mind my P's and Q's in the world, and Andrew always giving me some stunning facts about the world. So, and everybody else in there in the world. So yeah, I really didn't enjoy the fact that they I really didn't enjoy the fact that was happening, and he might have taken advantage of us too. And he had a bit of a substance problem. Like he had to smoke a lot and stuff like that, and had to take supplements and stuff like that, because And, you know, he would always have all this energy, but we knew where it came from. And we kind of, and it's energy you get from stuff like that. And one of the really things that I hated about him, I usually don't say that word. One thing I disliked about him is he used to force his words and stuff like that. And when people puff their chest and voice their words, it's really not all that impressive. And I can tell by how you're articulating just how not so impressive that is. You'll never see me do that. I'll never see me do that. You know, you know, let's go do this, and that sort of crap. I can tell when you're puffing your chest, and when you're puffing your chest, it's not very impressive. Teenagers usually do that to teenage boys usually do that to impress their girls. He ain't impressing anybody, but the people who fall for that stuff. I didn't fall for what he was doing. I knew what he was doing, and the path he took wasn't really all that great. And I think there was a lot more trouble than he was letting on. You know, I don't think he was happy with some things about, you know, his girlfriend and stuff like that he had. I think there was some trouble after they got their taxes. They didn't get enough money and stuff like that. So but I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he recovers and he straightens himself out, because if when he does in life, he'll definitely do better. So, but until that day comes, I guess he'll have to learn from his mistakes. And to be honest, if he'd been less, had he been less forceful in his actions, and had he not been acted tough, like a tough guy, you know, he might have actually done well, and I might have actually considered him a real buddy. I considered him a work buddy, to be honest, just to keep him cool, but nothing really good. So I just wanted to say that's how my week kind of went. So how my weekend went, and I'm looking forward to this week. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. I didn't record I'm taking a break on doing Final Fantasy this week, or I might record it tomorrow and release it Thursday. Gran Turismo will resume next week on Monday. The Gear Change Show will be on Saturday. I may record it Friday and may upload Saturday. I might be doing the Gear Change Show early, so I might be off on Saturday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Congratulations to me for completing my inventory, and congratulations to Acura, BMW, Aston Martin, Mercedes, whoever won the LMP2 class, and then whoever won the LMP3 class, all the Daytona victors. Thank you, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one. So I'll see you guys back here for 391. Don't go away. I will be back here tomorrow. See you later, folks. That's all, folks.